not innocent. You deserve a better man. But let me just hold your hand once more. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I wanna take you out.
Just arrived in Calais at the tunnel, at the Eurotunnel, ready to board the train back over to the UK. We had a pretty early start this morning, had to get up like 4:30 to get here in time. Pretty sad to be leaving Belgium/France, and I can't wait to be back here, hopefully very soon, doing some more racing.
Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin, cause we're still sleeping.
Just crossed the 30-minute crossing over the tunnel. We're back in the UK now. Just about to start my journey back up north. I should mention that I'm doing this journey on zero sleep. Well, actually, I slept during the crossing, so I did this journey. I'm doing this 8-hour drive on 30 minutes sleep. I mean, so far so good though. We're 2 hours in. I don't feel too bad. But I wonder how much coffee you can physically drink in one day before it becomes unsafe. Because I think by the time I get home, I might be quite close to that limit. Costa number 1.
I only care about your soft skin, cause we're still sleeping in my head.
3.5 hours to go now, and I just stopped for coffee number 2. If anyone's wondering where Jake is, he's been asleep in the back of the van for the entirety of the trip. I'm doing this drive back just solo. Just arrived back at home, it's 1 PM. 8 hours of traveling on 30 minutes sleep, done. Okay, I think the sleep deprivation is starting to catch up with me now. I've been awake now for 35 hours straight. But yeah, currently I'm just still running off caffeine, so I'm just going to exploit this energy for as long as possible before I inevitably crash. I'm already starting to get my words mixed up. But anyway, whilst I was away in Belgium racing, one of the biggest questions that I was getting asked is, how do you go about racing? How do you go about racing in Belgium? So I thought I would include this in a video once I went home, because I thought it's a really good question. Because like when I was first looking at going to Belgium to do some racing, I didn't really know where to start. I didn't know what to do. So this should help a lot of you guys who are interested, wanting to go to race in Belgium. So first things first, in Belgium, you're allowed to race on a British cycling license, but you need a letter of approval from your governing body to give you permission. Here is the letter here. You simply just obtain it by emailing British Cycling and saying that you want to go race in Belgium. They'll email you a letter which essentially just says that the federation gives me permission to race abroad, and you print it off and take it with you to each race. Simple as that. Now, to find the races, to actually find like the venues when the races are on and all the details about them, you need to go to a website called cycling.vlaanderen. I'll put it in the description box down below. The website is in Flemish. It's not in English, so it's a little bit hard to navigate, but essentially all you want to do is in the top left corner, there's a 3-letter word, WEG. You need to click on that menu option. From there, you want to click on competitie, and then from there, you want to click on, oh mate, I can't even pronounce this word, Vedstrijdkalender. Vedstrijdkalender. Yeah, you want to click on the top option. And then essentially this is the calendar for all the competitive road racing in Belgium. And if, like me, you're not part of a UCI registered team, the races that you're able to do, if you're a male, is 1.12 either A or B races, and if you're a female, 1.15. That's just how the races are categorized. You find a race you like the look of, you can click the plus, the plus at the side. It gives you all the details. It often gives you the prize money, the race location, what time entry opens, what time entry closes, and most importantly, the race start time. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to do. I mean, it takes a little bit of planning. Find a week or 2 or 3 weeks that you want to go. You want to go in August or whenever. Check the website firstly to make sure that there is races available in those days. and try and find like a cluster of races in the same sort of area. Then you can base yourself in one place, for example, Oudenaarde, or what we stayed in Roubaix. We travelled just across the border because prices in France tend to be a little bit cheaper than in Belgium, and for us it was a case of driving 30 minutes to an hour and a half to these races, which I don't think is such a big deal. From the outside in, it looks quite a complicated procedure, which I thought it was. But as soon as you sort of know the workings of the website and how the Belgium cycling system works, it's actually very, very easy. Now, over the last year or two, the Cycling Vlaanderen website has introduced a pre-registering system, almost like we have in the British system, although it's much easier. You just simply create an account with your name and your team, and then you find races that you want to do, and you simply click subscribe. You don't have to pay there, you don't have to fill in any details. It just literally puts you onto the entry list. So then when you turn up to the race, you are guaranteed to have a ride. I'm getting tired. I just like to pre-enter because I'm quite an organised person. I don't like to sort of have things hanging in the balance. I like to know sort of dead certain if I'm racing or not. But pre-entering isn't a necessity. Most of these races have a field limit of 175 or 150 riders, which is a massive field size. And from the races that I did last week, it was only the weekend race that actually filled up to that capacity. The other two races didn't. But yeah, for the sake of the extra 5 minutes, you might as well, when you're going, when you've picked out the races that you want to do, to just pre-enter. And then the inevitable crash did happen. I did sleep for like 11 hours though. Anyway, one thing that I forgot to mention last night was that you don't actually pay for any of the races beforehand. It's all on the day. If you're part of a Belgian club or team, you pay €10. If you're not, like me, you pay 12. You get a jersey number and also a frame number. At the end of the race, when you take the numbers back, you get €5 back, essentially making the race €5 if you're part of a Belgium team, or €7 if you're not. Yeah, €7 for a 120-kilometer race with 150 other guys, €300 for the win, and a €10 prime every lap. Anyway, that's the end of today's video. I hope you took something from that little explanation at the end. I would really recommend going there if you've got the chance, and yeah, see you tomorrow.